Hey guys, welcome to Not So Popular Opinion. I'm your host. Let's check out this video I found on TikTok of a fatacceptance creator responding to a person that considers themselves mid-size, and she clearly has a problem with it.
Y'all are mean as fuck. And I'm not talking about the straight size community. I'm talking about the plus size community. That if you are in between the size 12 and 18, you are not plus size. And if you call yourself mid-size, you are fatphobic. Point that the plus size community is not accepting. They're actually inclusive. And if you don't fit their demographic, they will shame you.
Hey there. So your video came across my For You page, and I want to talk to you as a larger fat person, and kind of give my perspective on what you're talking about here. So I think that you as a mid-size and me as a larger plus size person, have very similar struggles. You know, like, we understand what it's like to be body shamed, we understand what it's like to not be able to find the clothes that we want in stores. However,
And I'm just curious, anybody notice these weird little jump cuts? Is it because maybe she's having a problem talking and breathing at the same time? Not trying to be mean, just curious.
I don't know if you truly understand the reason why there's so much, I guess, back and forth between the larger plus size and mid-size community.
See, there it is again. What was the point of the cut? She's just talking. She didn't have to move or readjust or anything. What was the point of the drastic video cut? It's very weird.
First of all, there's already something called categories.
Did she say categories? Categories? What's a category, man? Come on. Seriously? Are they really? They're basically segregating amongst themselves. They can't be serious. Let's listen to these categories, as she calls them,
That fact activists have been using for a really long time. Here they are. As you can see, it goes from small fats to mid fats, large fats, and then super fats and infinity fats.
All right, let's look at the fat spectrum, as they call it. They got small fats, mid fats, large fats, super fats, and infinity fats. All right, wait a minute. If you are super fat, when I hear super fat, I think of people that can't move. So what exactly is infinity fats? Do they know what infinity means? So that means just anybody that continues to grow in weight to an infinite number. That's absurd. That is extremely absurd. Okay, and here it says, the easiest way to visualize the fat spectrum is an arrow pointing up. As your size and weight go up, so do the number of barriers you face. And on the side it says clothing size, weight, and lack of accommodations. Your biggest gripe is in clothing size. That's one of your concerns. Clothing size. And these people really think they are oppressed when one of their biggest concerns is not fear of death or the fear of just not being able to be treated as a human being based on something they can't control. Their biggest issue is clothing size, and we are supposed to take them seriously. Your weight is in your control. It is not something you are born with and born as. And it's weird that these people like to compare themselves to races of people, such as black people, that they have the same barriers. No, black people and fat people do not have the same barriers. Black people cannot just magically make themselves a race that is acceptable to the outside world. You have a choice in being fat.
I want you to notice right here, it says, as your size and weight go up, so do the number of barriers that you face. Over here, you can see it says clothing size, weight, and lack of accommodation continues to go up the fatter that you are. So when I first started noticing mid-size becoming a thing and a trend here on this app, I was like, okay, yep, totally makes sense. They're in between, they don't really have a place. I can understand how that might feel. However, I started to notice a couple of things. I started to notice mid-sized people talking about how there's no mid-size representation, which is not true. And I started to notice how mid-sized people would complain that they couldn't find in clothes, without acknowledging the fact, the access that they have that larger plus-size people do not have.
Being able to find clothes in a store is nobody's fault but yours. If you are too damn big to fit in the clothes that they offer at the majority of stores, that is your fault and nobody else's. You can fix that, and there are stores that you can buy from online. That is nothing to complain about. It seriously isn't. There's a lot more going on in this world than your fat ass not being able to fit the clothes at your local store. And for you to get mad at another fat person or feel like they aren't going through the same thing as you because they can fit the clothes there and you can't, that's your fat ass problem. How can you seriously feel like they are more privileged than you because they're not as big as you? They didn't eat as much as you. They're not as lazy as you are. That's not a privilege. That's a personal choice that they made that you chose not to make. That has nothing to do with privilege. There are people in this world with real privilege. Your white ass has privilege just by being white. It has nothing to do with your weight. Get over yourself. Quit eating so damn much. Go to the gym. It's that simple. This shit is ridiculous.
For example, I went to your page and I saw that you bought some things from Fabletics and you looked amazing. I can't purchase anything from Fabletics.
Who cares if you can't purchase anything from Fabletics? Look how ridiculous this is. That is her gripe. Clothes. It keeps coming back to clothes. I can shop at Fabletics. Who cares? Who wants to shop at Fabletics? That's your biggest concern, Fabletics. You keep jump cutting because you cannot breathe. That should be a bigger concern.
You also went to TJ Maxx and found this beautiful, beautiful gown. And I am, really jealous, honestly. I cannot just walk into any old store and find something that fits me. And I know that you have struggles with that too. However, our experiences are fundamentally different. Because while you may not be able to find something that fits you in the way that you would like it to, there is nothing available for me at Fabletics or TJ Maxx. So what I personally have a problem with is mid-sized folks talking up and over larger plus-size folks and not acknowledging the privilege that they do have. Whenever I talk about my struggles, I also try to acknowledge my privilege because I have it and it's important.
Yeah, you have it as a white lady bitching online about other fat people. What kind of shit is that? This was mind-bogglingly stupid. And this is only part 1. She had the nerve to make a part 2, which maybe I'll get to one day. Let's check out some of these comments. We have a commenter here that says, if you think that a mid-sized person should add a disclaimer that they have it easier than you, then shouldn't you have to add one for super fats? Of course not. She doesn't care about anybody but herself. She would never put a disclaimer in front of one of her videos to not, upset the infinity fats or the super fats. Nah, it's just about everybody else because they can do something she can't. Use self-control. Next commenter here says, this whole thing just feels like a competition of who has it worse. Can we just talk and share our struggle without being constantly judged? Hell no, not in this community. Look, if you have a weight issue and you want to fix yourself, or you want to get better, or you just don't want people treating you bad, this is the wrong group to look for help in, or to look for a shoulder to cry on, or look for, any kind of compassion. If you ain't calling the world fatphobic because of choices you made, then they don't want you. If you aren't the biggest of the big, if you aren't Tammy Slayton, if you are able to walk, they fucking hate your guts. Another comment here says, I think you should look again. I am 24 and can fit in Fabletics, but not TJ Maxx. The creator responds, yeah, I'm a size 30, love. There's no way. LOL. You're a size 30? A size 30. Ma'am, no one is going to waste fabric for a size 30 to sit on their shelves for people that can't even walk to the damn store or the aisle to get the clothes. That's special order size. A size 30 is huge. And you think everybody should just carry it because you want it there or they're fat phobic? That is insane. To laugh at the fact that you're a size 30. Pathetic. Another commenter here says, why can't they get it's not for them? It's not that hard. I'm assuming she's talking about body positivity isn't for them if they're not really fat or death fat or dying fat or super fat or infinity fat. Body positivity is not for your fat ass either. If you look at the origins, it wasn't meant for you either. So don't complain about people trying to take over something that y'all took over. Another comment here says, Lord, can everyone just get along? Why does someone's size and weight matter so much? It's crazy to me. The creator responds, it's not the size and weight that matters. It's the privilege that comes along with the smaller you are. That's not a privilege. You acting like being smaller or having a smaller weight doesn't take self-control, doesn't take hard work. It does. It's a lot easier to do what you did, you gluttonous asshole. And I can say what I'm saying now because you are an asshole. You are mad that other people were able to control themselves enough to maintain a healthy weight. Yes, I know y'all hate healthy, but it is a healthy weight and yours ain't. And you don't have the self-control or the willpower to do it, so you hate everybody else that does. That is not a privilege. That is not something just granted to them. They actually earned that. Last comment here says, we are all plus size at the end of the day. Instead of complaining, we need to support each other. It would be nice if y'all helped each other, supported each other, looked out for each other, helped each other get to a healthy weight. But that ain't what body positivity, fat acceptance, fat liberation, that ain't what they're about. They're about lying to each other and telling each other it's okay to be huge and unhealthy and out of shape, when nobody should be spreading that nonsense to anybody. If you want to harm yourself, fine, but don't spread it to everybody else to make you feel okay with what you're doing. That's nonsense. That's bull. The best way to support each other is to help each other eat healthy, work out, lose weight, lower your calorie intake throughout the day, make better life choices as a whole. I don't want to hear that diets don't work. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. That's the best way to support each other and help each other. But people in fat acceptance, they don't want that. They don't want to do that. They want everybody else to be like them, be miserable. And when they pass at an early age, they'll just ignore it and sweep it under the rug. Because that's what happens when the fat acceptance or fat liberation or whatever you want to call it, when one of their members passes, they pretend like it didn't happen. or it had nothing to do with their unhealthy lifestyle. It was all the fatphobic doctor's fault. It was all the fatphobia that caused it. No, it was your weight. I really don't like this group of people and their message because it's harmful. It's very harmful to impressionable youth or people that are dealing with depression, where they're just trying to latch on to a group to make themselves feel better. It's very easy to let go and give up and just do what's easy. And when you have people like this telling you it's okay to destroy your life, to destroy your body, then while you're destroying your body, destroying your mind, and they're trying to tell you it's okay because they lack the willpower to be better, it's extremely harmful. And there are a lot of people, a lot of women falling for this. And I really wish that TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of it would just put an end to this nonsense. It really needs to go away because it is extremely harmful. People worry about the Andrew Tates and everybody else. No, this shit is very harmful because you see a lot of women falling for this every day. Then you get their leaders like Tess Holiday on TV lying about being anorexic. But yet, she doesn't qualify for anorexia nervosa because she doesn't fit the parameters at all. She'll just make up lies, just spew nonsense, and people will back it. I'm gonna get off my soapbox about this, but yeah, this stuff is crazy. This whole thing is nuts. Her whole argument makes no sense whatsoever. She's mad at somebody else for being a smaller weight than her. Come on. Alright, guys. If you have any experiences with these type of people, or just experiences in dealing with weight, calories in, calories out, whatever, everybody's had their weight issues, ups and downs. If you had somebody, a friend of yours that gets swept up into this, let's talk about it. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Am I tripping? Am I not seeing that this is a real issue somehow? Because I don't think it is. Alright guys, thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing.